30 videos in 30 days. That's the challenge I've given myself. So I'm trying different things, trying to put out content every day just to see what I could do. Have fun with the channel, explore, be creative, all of those things. So that's what this is about. This is video number 4. It's a little bit different. I'm doing things a little bit different. You're not on a tripod, you're just in my hand. We're gonna see how this works. Apparently the dog's gonna keep me editing videos. So anyway, my name's Mitch. This is Scruffy City Aquatics. We're going to take a look at my grow out tank, my current grow out tank. It's usually my quarantine tank, but over the last few weeks, I've been raising Cory fry. So let's take a look at that, and I'll tell you a little bit about the journey of hatching or collecting, hatching, and raising up my Cory fry. All right, this is my grow out tank. Now it's normally my quarantine tank. This is the tank that I put all fish in before they go into the 75 gallon. While I make sure that everything's a-okay with them. But right now, I'm not buying new fish. I am raising up fish. So I have some green Corys that I've had for a few months now, and they've started laying eggs, and I've been collecting the eggs and raising them. In this Tupperware, this is my little incubator. You might be able to see, let's see if I can do this. Where's my finger? There it is. That's an egg right there. There's a snail. I gotta get that snail out. There's a few eggs over here. I came in today. This is the first time I found snails in this container. This is the 3rd set of eggs that I'm hatching. First time I found snails. So I'm gonna have to go through and make sure I get all these out. Looks like there's some eggs over here too. So in this container, sorry, the dog's hitting the camera. He's determined. I took water out of the 75 gallon. That water then has been replaced a few times with water from this tank. I've been doing 50% water changes in this container. This is the 2nd day, so this will be the 2nd water change that I've done. It's a little brown, and that's because I have an Adler cone in here. They're supposed to help out with keeping them from fungusing, so that's part of what I'm doing to keep fungus at bay. I will tell you, if you use an Adler cone, and probably a almond leaf too, I've not used almond leaves, but I would imagine this would be the case. It does put some, you get like a little bit, I don't really know what it is. It's like mulm in the container. So there's a little bit, it looks like dirt in the bottom of the container, and it's just mulm from the Adler cone. But it does make it a little bit of a tea color. And I also have been doing hydrogen peroxide. And when I did a calculation, I found someone who was using, I don't remember what it worked out to, but I can fit 2 cups of water in this container, and that 2 drops from my pipette is exactly how much I need. So it's basically a drop per cup to keep away the fungus. Now I have not lost any eggs to fungus. I've not found any eggs just fungusing. The only thing that I have experienced is unfertile eggs not hatching. So yeah, that's what I've experienced. It's worked out pretty good. I've got 5 eggs in here. Honestly, one of them looks like it could hatch at any moment. And the other 4, I'm not really sure about. I haven't done this enough to be able to tell for sure. This one really looks like it's about the, you can just see. Let's see if we can get it in the shot without me stepping on the dog. It is going to be right in the glare, and I don't have the light that I typically use to light it up from the bottom. So that's not going to work. We won't do that. I'll try to get a shot of it some other time. But in here, I have my last Corys that I hatched and I am raising up. You can see one right there. Sorry, Bentley is he's just wanting attention. I just got home. You see right there, there is a Cory resting on that sponge filter. There should be 4 in here, but honestly, I have only counted 3 since the day I put them in. I put 4 in for certain. For certain, that's how I'm gonna say that, for certain. I put 4 in, but anytime I've cleaned the tank, I cleaned it yesterday, I have only seen 3. So I believe I lost, Bentley, stop. Thank you. Good boy. I believe I lost one early on. I'm not really sure what to. I'm not sure what the cause was, but yeah, it's not around. I have not seen it. Now there's one, I don't know if I can find it, especially with the dog trying to jump on us. There was one swimming around on this Java fern just a moment ago. That was going to be a really cool shot if I could have grabbed it. Let's see if we can find these. Now, there is, you can see back here in the back, there's a panda cory. Panda cory, he's big enough to go to the main tank, I believe. Oh, in front of him is one of the greens. You can just barely see. You can see the comparison there in size. There it is, swimming around, checking through the mulm. Now, if you raise corys, let me ask you this. I've been told they like a little mulm. I've been told not to keep it, you know, completely clean. Let them sift through it. That kind of worries me. I feel like the tank should always be clean, but it is a lot of effort to keep this mulm cleaned up. I got a lot of snails in here, and the snails, I think the snails are my friend as long as they don't get in here to the eggs. But you see they keep the food cleaned up. I put this in, it's not in the shop. Where is it? There it is. I put this, the food in front of the uplift tube. I put that in before I left for work. And you can see the snails, all the little bitty snails have congregated on it. Now this guy has moved. Oh, he's still over there. So he's still pretty much on that filter. And I have two that pretty much stay over there. And then there's one that explores the tank a lot more. They're a lot more active. I do have some Java fern in here. As you may have heard me joke about how I can't keep Java fern. This piece right here in the center, no, not that one. That one in the back. That one came from a friend. It's doing a lot better than all of my other Java fern. And so the Java fern right here with the brown spots and the smaller pieces of Java fern, like this one right here, they are pieces that I have had for a long time. They've grown off of the mother plant that I used to own that I gave to I didn't give to Chattanooga Ed, but I donated it at our club, and Ed won the drawing and chose the Java fern, so he took it. But he has the mother plant. I got rid of it. I couldn't grow it. It just stays spindly, doesn't really do that well for me. So anyway, I'm talking about plants. This is supposed to be about these fish. I also have, you can see some Amazon frogbit and some duckweed in here. I've got that pretty much in all of my tanks now. And then I've brought in a piece of Anacharis from my outdoor pond. I just keep this in the pond, but I brought it in here. It's supposed to, be a great oxygenating plant, so I added it to this tank to see how it would do indoors. I've only had it outdoors. I'm letting the camera fall while I look around the tank for these corys. Because it's like Jurassic Park. There are corys in this video, right? But yeah, these are the plants that I use. You see there's something that's been growing. Well, if I put the camera on it. There's something growing right there. It looks like could be Bacopa. I'm not sure. I think it's Bacopa. Here we go. Here's some cory action in the back. I don't really want to zoom in because it kind of, I'm using my phone. Still using my phone. It doesn't do such a great job when we zoom in. Then, especially when Bentley jumps on it because he's being a pain. He just wants attention. Yeah. So you can see that guy. So they're getting bigger. They're getting ready to go to the main tank. Like I said, there's 3 in here that I know of. Should be a 4th. And then, of course, the panda cory. Panda cory I could probably move any day. Panda cory was an accident in the tank. Actually, he came on this piece of Java fern. And there was, not him, there was an egg. An egg came in on the piece of Java fern. Try to position this where I can hold it right there. And so I pulled it out and I raised it with these. He actually, no, with with the previous fry. He hatched with the previous fry, but he was about a week younger. There's one back there swimming around. He's about a week younger than they are. And so they are already in the tank, and I left him behind because I was afraid he was too small and would get picked off by another fish. But this is my grow out tank. This is one of the projects that I have going on with my hobby. I love it. I love raising up these cories. I want a large school of cories in the tank. I'll probably, I've already added 4 to the 75 gallon. I'm going to add these 3 or 4 that are in here to the 75 gallon. And then I have 5 more that I expect I'll probably hatch half of them, 2 or 3. That's been the case. I've put 8 in the in the breeder box, or in my incubation container each time. I want to get a breeder box. That's why I said that. I want to get a breeder box, so I feel like that's easier to do than floating this. I got a little piece of insulation holding this up. It floats on it, and then I've got it fastened just with the airline hose and the air stump. And then that's the setup. It's got an aquarium co-op sponge filter. I believe this is the small, and I keep the water level low for these cories so they can get to the surface without much effort. I was told that's a good idea. I don't know, if that's wrong or not, let me know. But I took the uplift tube off because I didn't need that height, and I figured this was probably better off just running like this than having the uplift tube. If I'm wrong on that, let me know. I'm still learning. Been in this 8 years, but I've only used sponge filters. Well, actually I've been in this almost 10 years, but I've only used sponge filters for about 3. So still learning from them, learning about them. There's some glare here, I apologize for that. Let's see if we can get this cory back there. And these are emerald green cories. I got them from a friend of mine named Curtis. He had too many. He asked me if I wanted to take some. I took quite a few, and then I didn't know if I would like them. I love them. They're so active. They're all over the tank. I know they're a common cory. They're so much more active than my Palliatus, and more active than any stir-by that I've ever had. So I was excited to see them. That got me excited. And when I had some space in the tank, I picked up 3 more at my local fish store. And when I added them to the tank, that and feeding the live foods, I just started having eggs. One of the probably the biggest female that I have, the oldest female, she just started laying eggs. And she's not laying a bunch at one time. I think she's laying about 12, and typically she's laying them at a time that I'm not finding them until a few have been picked off. The maximum I've pulled out, well, that's not true. The very first time, over several days, she laid almost 60. But out of those 60, I made some mistakes. I don't know what they are, in all honesty. I don't know what I may have done that was wrong. But even though they hatched, about a dozen of them, I lost all but those 4. The water was good. Bentley's playing over here next to me, so sorry if he's getting picked up. The water was good. It wasn't time to feed them yet. Some of them that died even still had their yolk sac on them. So I'm not sure what was going on with those, but I was able to keep 4 of them. And like I said, I'd done 4 more. May have lost 1 when I introduced them to this tank from the incubator, but yeah, that's them. That's enough. That's a longer video than I planned on doing. I'm going to try my hardest not to cut this down. My name's Mitch. This is Scruffy City Aquatics. If this is content that you would like, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and consider hitting that notification bell. We do a live stream on Tuesday nights at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and we have a good time. The last one was last night. That counted as yesterday's video, and it was a fun time. We had quite a few people in the chat. It was hard for us to keep up with it, and it's just fun to see the channel growing like it is. So thank you all, and I hope you are enjoying your tanks, and stay scruffy.